O.J. Simpson is free. The former football star who spent the last 9 years in prison for a 2008 armed robbery and kidnapping in Las Vegas was paroled early Sunday, a Nevada prison official told the Associated Press. Simpson, 70, had been in the Lovelock Correctional Center north of Reno before being transferred to the high desert site for his release. Speculation had swirled over when he'd be turned loose after the Nevada Parole Board granted him parole in July for serving a portion of his 33-year sentence and getting credit for good behavior and taking classes in prison. But with Simpson, controversy and attention seem to chase him wherever he goes, dating back to 1994 when he was arrested and charged for the double murder of his estranged wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend, Ron Goldman in Los Angeles. His trial was called the trial of the century and garnered worldwide attention following his arrest that began with a slow-speed pursuit by police while his friend drove him in a white Ford Bronco. He was eventually acquitted of the murders in 1995. Which led to a circus-like atmosphere outside the Los Angeles County Criminal Courts building and spawned a seemingly endless game among the public about whether he got away with murder. Simpson didn't help quash the speculation, authoring a controversial book in 2007 called If I Did It. The proceeds to that book, however, were required to go to the victims' families after they had won a multi-million-dollar civil suit against Simpson. The Goldman family had remained outspoken about their belief that Simpson killed Ron Goldman, and sister Kim Goldman wrote a book in 2015 called Can't Forgive that laid out the anger and pain she felt over the murder of her brother. The parole board in Nevada, however, was not allowed to consider the events of 1994 in their deliberations and instead only could consider whether, based on the crime in Nevada, if he were a threat to society and if he'd served his time without incident. I've done my time, Simpson told the board in July. I've done it as well and as respectfully as I think anyone can. At his hearing, he suggested he'd like to go to Florida and his attorney has said that's where he'd like to live now that he's free. I can easily stay in Nevada, but I don't think you guys want me here, Simpson told the board, which elicited some laughter. But officials with the Florida Department of Corrections said they hadn't received any paperwork regarding Simpson being transferred to them as of Friday, and Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi said she didn't want him in the state. Bondi wrote a letter Friday urging the State Department of Corrections to reject Simpson's request to live in Florida. Floridians are well aware of Mr. Simpson's background, his wanton disregard for the lives of others, and of his scofflaw's attitude with respect to the heinous acts for which he has been found civilly liable, she wrote. The specter of his residing in comfort in Florida should not be an option. Numerous law enforcement officials in Florida agree with this position. Our state should not become a country club for this convicted criminal. Nevada officials had been tight-lipped about Simpson's release and his attorney said he would patiently wait until Friday for the Department of Corrections to free his client. Simpson was eligible to be released October 1, but Nevada doesn't process parolee releases on Sundays.